Okay, great. Way to go. Hi, Capcom. That's the wrong button.
Chicken strips.
I Anyway, I hit the wrong button. Welcome to part 3 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're going to be doing some voice acting tonight with a similar crew from last time. Y'all want to introduce each other while I pops up correctly. We should be good.
No.
Well,
So
all
by
right.
introduce each other, should I introduce Seth and then Seth introduce Shelby?
This is the easiest task that I can give, all failing. I have reached innumerable amounts of
Have I
disappointment.
really failed if I just refuse?
You do.
So this
I'm
is Sharky.
And that's Seth.
And that's Shelby or something.
I'm lost.
Stepbrother.
What are you doing?
Yes, the ferret is awake.
Ladder?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I introduce to you the most incompetent voice acting cast you have ever witnessed. Welcome to tonight's episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles Part 3,
Feel it.
where we have left off in the Supreme Courtroom trial, Part 2.
You want to go ahead and stream that to Discord there, bud?
Now, there you go.
Good job. It's like we're streaming here or something.
Almost like it's a professional setup, okay?
All right, so since the judge can only speak one language this time. No, I'm just kidding. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted to the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed. And there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around.
Turn around.
In a worse situation than I was at the start. Ooh, ferret lickies, ferret lickies. Kazuma?
Ellipses.
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke.
Ugh.
Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
What? You mean this is it?
I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat, and while the strong eat. What? You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you could chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma.
Nani?
Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around?
You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue.
Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
Yeah, hopefully your jury duty isn't.
I don't remember getting to this point.
Yeah, what happened?
A little.
The last thing we had, I think, was the detective or the inspector showing a picture of the lady's handbag because we were convinced that the handbag could have a gun in it.
Yeah, and all it had was a wine glass.
No. I'll figure it out as we go deeper.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby...
Oh, apparently I'm gonna freak out here. Wait, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke?
I don't think you can rule on this case yet. Yo, what's up, Cliff? Good to see you. Good to see you.
The amateurishness of this is getting tedious. I tried. When His Excellency deems the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes.
Yes.
Your Excellency, just a moment ago, you said this.
When did you get a hand?
Yo, Cliff, hand him one. Yeah, wait, when did I get that? Why do I have a hand guard?
I have no idea.
Yo, no worries, Cliff. Have a great stream, dude. Enjoy your lurk. Yo, I love this game, though. Teacup, great game. What's up, Bubba? As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean. Oh, we got the big slam! Then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke.
I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
I mean, you can't see through the other side of it.
It's actually easier than that.
My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Carpal tunnel from too much writing, that's right. He's a diligent studier. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. This is a cough. I've got the consumption. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. Only I could put my finger on it. Yo, what's up, Morpho? We are chilling, dude. I hope you are having a great
I
one.
will grant the defense one final opportunity.
Just one opportunity?
Opportunity!
Just once in a lifetime?
You only get
One shot.
Do not miss your chance to blow. Ah!
What?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Hammer fist.
Kill you, bro.
Judge, what are you doing with
sir?
Judge, jury, and executioner now, just because you wasted my time.
This is the ancient ancestor of Judge Dredd here.
Dude, I love mom spaghetti. You just woke up. I'm glad you had a great night's rest. Welcome, welcome. We're doing some Great Ace Attorney Chronicle with Sharky, Sesu, Shibu. You're my ferret.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency. She's so undignified coming out of that.
So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
It's the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Meow.
Yes!
Look at this. Here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true.
And
Meow.
It looks almost like a burn of some description.
I guess that was her. It looked at her.
yeah, it was.
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come up with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yeah, you got there in the end.
Well done.
I have a noodle licking my face, I'm sorry.
Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right.
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem exam. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it. Court. Ducky is so mad right now,
What did I
Bubba.
tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. Freya would like to voice act also.
Nice.
The more I looked at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this noodle. I mean, Mark.
Seems he's been to a Longhorn Steakhouse.
However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn.
Ooh, burn.
Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch with the dean and other university staff. He would like to know if she may be excused.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer.
Bitch, what?
I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
That dude
lip
licking, eating, and
sees.
sucking the boot.
What's your thinking on this, Renosuke? Do you believe this burn? What?
What?
Do you believe this burn does have something to do with? That's not proper English.
That's not right.
Do you
Oh, that's
believe
not.
this
That's
burn
not
has-
right.
Do you believe this burn has anything to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, I am?
If we can just link that burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this. What? We might be able to prise the shutting door back. What?
You were gonna say shitting door, weren't you?
No, I'm trying to wrap the sentence around my head. We might be able to pry the shutting door back open. What?
Yeah, prize. Eh,
Just give up, Consul. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Dude, burning your wrist is like tradition for working in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, my
Yep,
wrist is
step.
on scar tissue.
Sharky, you ever worked in a kitchen or burned your wrist on the oven?
I was a chalupa boy at a Taco Bell in high school, so I've got a couple of burn marks, yeah.
Bubba.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we do.
Deep fryers.
Oof.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture.
But if we have it, but if we had evidence, I can't talk today. Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it?
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really? I have to find some link between the burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. Time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial.
There it is.
Yep, he burned himself on the plate.
So, he wasn't eating, but he burned himself on the plate that he wasn't eating from.
Yes!
Yes!
What's this, counsel? Yet another print?
Yeah, we just came up with these photographic print things, and we're really gonna hammer them now.
I used my cell phone to take this picture.
I used my cell phone to take this picture. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, look at this graph! See, that's gonna be a really famous song in a while. Things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Forevermore.
Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on it?
The reason!
Is recorded here forevermore.
Forevermore.
What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy.
Boy.
If that's your game, let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Let me get out my pointing stick.
Secret tunnel.
Secret.
Longhorn?
Secret
Cast mark.
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Yeah, he loves that hot beefsteak fresh from the tube.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Capcom. Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The metal plate.
The plate? Ah,
Your Excellency, are you all right?
Did you burn yourself on the plate, Your Excellency?
every time I look, it makes me laugh.
Oh, now we have a colored picture. It's a very rare steak.
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess that it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape.
Ah,
Renoncier, you genius.
spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happens at some other unrelated time.
It's a black and white photo. Maybe he just has a longhorn tattoo.
Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Alchi, the chances of that are extremely slim.
Why?
Thanks, Dad. The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Would you agree, Inspector Hosonaga?
I can't have imagined. Run it back. I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster.
But
Wow, wow, wow.
We're still trying to figure out why his headband is like still flapping in the wind. That's the greatest mystery of the court right now. I would say, looking at the picture of that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. That was no mild burn. That's for
Especially show up that dark in a black and white photo.
yeah. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see.
Well, see, his wrist is crispy.
It's a nice medium well. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would take around 3 seconds.
It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then.
I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnival, I can testify that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter.
Why
Yes!
not both?
Looks match.
Well, there you have it. Something isn't right here. Something's going on here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain, unless they're really into it. There's no question of that.
And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any before it.
That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either.
What are you suggesting?
Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day,
That would be beyond careless, I think, counsel.
then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, Sergeant, the old antiques dealer, well, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Shout outs to the localization team on this one for making all the good jokes.
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
Ellipses.
I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think...
Did they cart a dead body into the restaurant to set up a murder?
Weekend at Bernie's, bro. You gotta make a movie.
What's a movie?
Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at the conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe he is stored in. We've been led into a terrible trap.
Jesus is the bread.
This is... Sorry.
How did that one kill you of all things?
Oh no! It just...
Counsel, are you okay there?
Your Excellency, Jesus is the bread.
Counsel, that's correct. Please move on.
There's only one explanation I can think of as to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson
I mean, he could have been
already...
asleep.
Oh my fucking god, he was fucking dead.
He was
Capcom.
asleep forever.
No man could remain silent while its wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. If you're singing, "Burn my bread,"
Counsel, are you suggesting?
that we all do a blindish speedrun of Persona 3 and whoever doesn't die, like physically in the real world, wins?
Yeah, I'll be down.
I'm sorry, there are people that love me. I can't do that.
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
I mean, depends on how much wine he had.
Well,
Already?
Dead?
Yeah.
knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Mr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
Dun dun dun.
That's madness.
Yo, this track slap.
Madness.
Order, please. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once.
Oh, no.
The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the fact.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Alchi. It's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again.
I cannot be sure that I see the future, Dan, in my head. Promise me a rose garden.
In your head. Go on.
If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
M Machine. I had to look for it. Yeah. There's someone I know, M Machine, who did a remix of Promise Me a Rose Garden. It's interesting.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Ellipsis.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we do it in Spanish once real quick? Incredible.
No estoy seguro que este twist of events. Sorry, that's not good Spanish. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But Your Excellency.
But Your Excellency, I'm playing with a ferret.
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy. But rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Do I get to speak Japanese now?
God, I hope so. What was that smile?
Oh, I do get to speak Japanese now. Cool. Yes, of course.
Oh, I didn't know you were bringing the ladies from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy through, Seth.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
I just have to say, you sound fabulous.
Thank you.
Ugh!
I liked your English better.
Yeah.
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese?
No, I think I'm speaking Japanese. I really think so. Bam.
Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all.
Dude, Hosanaga looked like someone took a dookie in his trousers. Came right into the restaurant, picked the middle table, and just dropped a big old pants load.
Someone else. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
The question is, how long can I keep up this voice? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is most refined and is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible.
At this point, I'd like to remind all of chat that Seth is about 6'4" and what?
6'6", about 300.
6'6", 300.
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous... I can't even say that word in this fucking voice.
Chivalrous.
Chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Oh, good, she's racist.
Oh, good. Wait, she's British.
Content warning.
Alright.
Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman.
It's weird. All of a sudden, Ouchie's not simping very hard after he basically just said that the Japanese people are stinky.
We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afforded us.
Ellipses. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
I'm about to have to read a short novel in this voice, I don't know.
Yeah, boy.
So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke.
He's really staring like directly into your eyes. It is kind of awkward.
It's
I like to maintain eye
straight.
contact at all times.
It's like he's looking directly into your soul.
Yeah, like I can feel it going through my glasses, into my eyes, and somewhere out the back of my skull, all like grassy knoll style, you know?
Jeez.
Jeez.
JFK isn't going to be born for another 50 years, dude.
I'm trying to think. JFK was born in what, the 40s though? He had to be born in at least the 40s because he had to be 35 to be president. He died in the 70s.
No, dude, that was like
30s,
62, 63.
Yeah, it's like 30s.
He died in the he got shot in the 60s. He was born in 50.
Early 60s.
So yeah, he'd have to have been at least born in like the late 20s.
Damn. You know what? We all have phones. You all have phones.
I was just gonna say,
Okay, Google. When was John F. Kennedy born?
Back and to the left.
God damn.
January 17th, 2000.
He was not born then. Okay, Google. When was John F. Kennedy born?
John F. Kennedy was born on May 29th, 1917.
Oh, he's older than I
Damn.
thought.
I
JFK was
appreciate-
in World War II.
I would just like to say that I'm proud of the Australian being the one who knows the American history best here.
He's dead. I don't need to know about him, even as a history major.
Isn't everyone dead in history?
The Aussie knows because they're criminals. They need to come up with better stories. They need to discredit themselves.
That's not still true.
It's not still true.
Victim's death.
All right.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem reports showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably won't pick up on upon it anyway.
Wow. All right. So, do you just want to admit that you did it, or?
Get fucking bodied, bro.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you, you racist jerk.
You racist bitch.
I was trying to Capcom that, but thank you.
We're all right. We're under my quota for now.
Okay.
Easy does it.
Like I'm just following like cable guidelines. Just don't say the S or F word and we're good.
I hope that it's the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady.
Ouch, he's acting like this is the first woman he's seen in 20 years.
Do I have a split?
He needs some milk?
He was no
Jerry.
deadly stone cold predator. He was our big, goofy fucking football bird, and there was no use in hiding it any longer.
That's all I got.
And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Now, where's my pumpkin spice latte?
Huh? Thanks. Was that a prayer then?
Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
Oh, wait. Damn. Camera tricked me.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
What?
What did his shoulders just do? The fuck was that?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that.
Yes!
That actually sounds really good. I
You got like
I would
3
love some
seconds is a
coffee.
very long time.
But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't have not noticed.
Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open.
I'm airing it out, okay?
You can't not have noticed, can you?
Huh? What? Ah!
Fatality.
What fun! You hadn't realized.
Hosanaga's been staring right at it the entire time. His horse is right out of the barn.
You did. The dear lady is absolutely right.
Why has everyone been staring at my trousers and no one has told me?
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Renosuke. Good job.
I mean, you could just put my name there and it's just as true.
Prosecution submits the counsel's crotch into the court record.
Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? I almost said tiny something else.
Just because the Freudian slip what the subject was.
Oh, yes. I think my tiny brain can. Yes! I have to pause because the baby needs water. 1 second.
Okay, baby needs water.
The baby.
Yeah, she the baby. Baby. Is it her new water bottle? Yeah. Well, I can't.
Anyway,
She's truly like Valley Girl who goes to Starbucks every morning.
when the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast.
Yeah, I think that's true. I've mentioned that.
As far as I've heard, the post-mortem reports showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot.
Also correct.
We already read that one.
There's an argument.
Without leaving a trace.
If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all those causes of death. That's true. But maybe there's some other ways of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark.
If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man.
Oh, I know of a way.
Emotional damage.
Nobody
There we
repeat
go.
it. Don't repeat it.
What?
Capcom!
What?
Emotional
I mean,
damage.
playing that's fine. Just don't imitate.
You're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Oh no. Perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question.
Final Fantasy 13 flashbacks.
On my honor, I, Takatsuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such a Persian. What's my name?
Takatsuchi Ouchie.
Takatsuchi.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace.
We need some evidence to back us up here.
Yes, evidence.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
Content warning. Racist.
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
I don't know. I think this could be hard work. You can speak Japanese brilliantly, but she doesn't seem to want to say very much.
The more she says, the more she's likely to give away. This Englishwoman knows that only too well. She's quite formidable.
Dr. Wilson's burn tells us something. Sure. I need to use this cross-examination to find out what. First things first, I'm going to press her on everything she said and try to make her blurt something out.
You made your inside words come outside.
What is it, Cosma? What are you thinking?
No, don't worry. It's nothing.
Is my fly down again? Did I even re-zipper it?
Now his is as well.
What's going on here?
Did Japan have zippers? Or did they just, like, buttons?
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that.
Oh, I think we've seen all of them now, actually.
Yeah. I don't... Okay, Google. When was the zipper invented?
Cranky Doodle Dandy.
Well, that's going to tell you, like, 1500s Britain or something.
Okay, Google. When was the zipper?
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Gideon Sundback, a Swedish engineer working in the United States, substituted spring clips in place of hooks and eyes, and his hookless number 2 went on sale in 1914. A patent was granted 3 years later.
The patent.
Okay, so before that, they just used the hook and clip thing, kind of like a bra, I guess.
Yeah, like a bra or a corset. 1914. You're just faster at Google than I am. I don't feel like typing.
Yeah, we've seen all these.
I want more on it.
Yes!
Andor, get out from under my computer right now.
Are we just never going to talk about his handguard? Why does he have a handguard?
Obviously, it's so he can skateboard after this.
Did something happen in like one of the last few episodes? I don't remember it being there.
No,
Why is
I don't remember it
just now drawing
either.
my attention?
Not leaving a
Babe,
trace.
come get your daughter.
If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or wait, she already said all this shit.
Oh, I thought this was new.
I gift her food, I gift her water, I gift her treats, I gift her loves, and she's still being cranky. Your turn.
My voice is gonna be ruined. Switching from her voice to Cosmos over and over and over again. I'm already raspy.
You know what? I'll press them.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that?
Here we go.
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Sorry. Daughter is being very cranky doodle dandy. Quite right. Well,
Ow.
Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Her rear claw just almost pierced my nipple. That was not good. Like, I went to pull her away, and, like, my chest started moving with it. You're being cranky. Stop.
Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Oh, I'm dying again.
It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand.
You mean just you're just not outright saying slurs? That's,
Yeah,
that's,
you're just
that's what you
being-
mean.
Racism light.
Killer. Oh.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right.
Resident Evil?
Nah, not Ondor. Freya's being cranky tonight.
What do you think, Rinosuke?
I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over.
But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor.
Oh no.
Oh, geez.
Kazuma.
Watch Rinosuke.
There's only 15 minutes left in Valentine's Day, and you know, I was maybe hoping you maybe got me a gift.
I've already proposed to my bandana.
No one ever brings chocolate for the judge, I see.
Ouchie will suck up to you. He'll get you a nice massage and a beef steak. There is one thing I noticed. There's something that's been bothering me.
Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett?
Yeah, why does she have a swan on her head?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Actually, no. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonaga.
The detective?
Yes. He seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening me.
A little strange. I mean, you started dying?
You started.
Alright, I have an idea.
He's
What
probably
is this?
poisoned too. He's been poisoning everybody.
Yeah, probably. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time.
Okay, if you think so, but
Gonna get screamed at. But this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective.
all right then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking.
Beefsteak.
I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again.
All same stuff. What did we even press? Oh, the racist one. There you go.
Yes!
Wait a sec. Oh, you shit. You're supposed to press Hosonaga.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, you're supposed to press Hosonaga.
Oh, did I mash through it by accident?
Wait.
There must be like an option to switch it in or something. Who knows?
Yes, there it is again.
Oh,
The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why?
up until now, the detective has been in the stand on this bread as her interpreter. Did we just like Groundhog Day the first part of that? No one noticed?
A little bit.
But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean?
When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find that they often let their guard down.
You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts.
It's time to pursue to pursue the man and his train of thought.
Sorry? Pursue?
I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness.
Like, what marker?
At the moment, we're focused on Miss Pratt, who's the person actually making the current statement.
Oh no, we're gonna.
But by moving the marker left and right with left D-pad, right D-pad, you can turn your attention to the other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with a A button. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people in the stand, take a good look around.
Has someone farted? Alright then, so first I should move the marker across with the left D-pad, right D-pad, and focus on the detective. Then pursue him with A button and see what's on his mind. Here we go.
Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. What is the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply.
It looked like you were thinking something. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector.
The $5 Who Your Pants meal?
Oh, some fucking Little Caesars $5 meal deal? Hell yeah.
This isn't Chipotle. You can't get anything for $5.
True. Can't even get a $5 footlong anymore. They're $6.
Bruh.
King
Perhaps
Kai,
having-
this is unforgivable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, go ahead.
Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. I mean, I like animals.
Yeah, loved it.
If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
What is the meaning of this?
Man wipes his face with his grubby ass hands.
It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately.
Yeah, Jared from Subway sucks. Oh, is that how it works?
Absolutely not.
Hmm.
The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness.
Not quite yet. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case.
Love his little look back to make sure he didn't hurt the desk.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes.
Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett?
Well, yes. If you don't mind, I would like to. The lady is right. The country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Toru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation involved in it forward. Well, what do you mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking of time. Not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. Preserving evidence, see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Crime scene thief?
Well, looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there.
Take this, for example.
I'll be doing stuff.
Is that... This was the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the days in question. Are you okay, Demon?
Her keyboard sometimes interjects the enter key after every letter.
Nice.
She'll be right back.
I turn my head a little bit. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says.
No, it's just water.
Yeah, there appears to be some... There appears...
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, really. Yes,
Oh,
there's
but
some left in the bottle. I can see it. I can't read good, but I can see's good.
I can't see too. Bang.
I don't run so good. Bubba, the noodle's trying to drink her water from... What a lazy... One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. Time is coming. Guarantee it.
I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
The carbonated water bottle has been entered into the court record.
Miss Brett,
No, I don't want it again.
can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle.
What was that about? She averted her eyes when she answered the judge's question.
You sneaky bitch.
Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Got a little bit of blood there, Chief. Like, can't we look at evidence before we do anything? There's
Oh,
gotta
we
be
can.
I was gonna say, there's gotta be something on that bottle.
Yeah, I know. Without leaving a trace, my guess is...
Yeah. And if the waiter didn't have any, if the waiter doesn't have consumption, he must have had just a little teeny bit, a little taste. Yeah, I was gonna say turn upside down.
Wow, that's some sticky water. So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had.
It looks like there's a little bit left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now.
No, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going.
No, Ryunosuke, you can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. You can't put anything you see in your mouth, Ryunosuke.
Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we?
Fucking
Never cease to amaze me,
idiot.
Ryunosuke, in more ways than one.
Capcom.
I wonder,
And I wonder.
is this the freaking pee bottle? There be anything in this water?
What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden.
I think I might have just worked something out. Interesting possibility.
I just realized Kazuma in those like 2D scenes looks like an early 20 versions of like Rock Lee from Naruto. I wish I could do a Rock Lee voice.
Label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Know what it says, Kazuma?
Oh no.
It's
Oh, okay,
French.
it's French. We're good. We're safe. I think it's French. This must be very expensive water.
Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking.
Then go to France and ask.
You could just say that you don't know. Well, I was hoping we get like, can we test the water?
What about the? What if you click on like the mouthpiece? Like not the tippy top, like no, there's nothing.
Not the tip.
Just the tip.
Those.
It's gotta be something else. Or maybe they say something later that'll be like, aha!
Yes,
Huh.
Andor.
Maybe
Hand it in. Oh,
Yeah,
music
so-
stopped. We got something.
What is this? The bottle of water?
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Kid Rock. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
Yeah, like every rose has its thorn. On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? It also explains the glass in her handbag, too.
Order! Order!
Order.
Order?
Order.
Order. On that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who possibly could have done it. Jazale Brett. It was you!
You.
You.
I think that soldier boy.
You!
This
So-
is outrageous. To suggest. What? To suggest such a thing, you little rookie imbecile. Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Don't worry, you'll do that yourself in about 50 years.
Objection!
Yeah, well.
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
Ahem, if I may.
Oh, puppy is sneezing attack right as I'm done.
I was silent.
Shut up! It is you who should be silent.
Of course.
Beta male.
Dear lady.
Where did that come from? She just snapped. Oh well.
Oh, here she comes.
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector. And whether it contained poison or not.
Of course. Bend and snap. Bend and snap. Woo woo. You woo woo did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle? I strive for a flawless investigation every time.
Except for lying to us at the start.
And the entire investigation so far. I don't believe it! Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle. Content.
Yeah, what was it?
Baba.
Huh.
Well, your daughter.
Puppy, you good?
We need a quick break to check in on the kids.
Nah, she's fine. She's just asleep. I put it up on the stream.
Good.
You see.
What did you find, Inspector?
Do. I ordered tests for every toxin available here at the present. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water here.
What? Are you sure?
The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No!
Niall. I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
He's dead, Jim.
This can't be right. Everything falls into place if... Blah, blah, blah. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned.
Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
Done for.
Couldn't be the detective was lying to us again for the 17th time, right?
No, he learned his lesson after the 16th.
Court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point?
Ozma?
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I am nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Starbucks is about to close.
That bitch just melt.
Hold it!
Oh no.
Hey, Sharky, you're back in the ball game.
Please, wait.
Isn't that...
What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotawa, Judicial Assistant to the Defense.
Miko Toba? My darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, carried a small packet, wrapped in a furoshi.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
What? The furoshiki?
Nah.
The weird... Alright, do we need a quick 5-minute break?
I need a pee break.
Tea break? Alrighty. Quick little break here.
I mean, I can grab something to drink. It's been a very me and Kyo heavy episode.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
And me having to switch back between Kazuma and fucking cursed Brett voice is killing me.
Hey, you're killing it, man.
Oh, Rent Boy!
Be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Bye, Felicia's. Bye, Felicia.
Alright. But any of those of you following along at home, I hope you're having a terrific time tonight. A quick little break. Stretch. And rehydrate. But hey, if you haven't
Are we
already,
going to be able to do the next section in time?
but we can get a little bit of it done. At least get into it, because you know there's like probably 5-10 minutes dilly dallying before they get back in trial. And if you haven't, feel free to catch up on this on YouTube. Pretty dope. We'll also promote our friends Grinding Coffee Co. and nerdtease.ca. If you want to support the stream, check the merch store as well as the Throne wish list. Yeah, hopefully y'all are having fun tonight. And hopefully it's been a good one for you so far. Hold on, something light here. This is a little intermission. Actually, I could probably just do this. And we'll actually have game music. Look at me thinking with my big...
Got the drink and I got the food.
Word. We got like 10-15 minutes. We'll at least just have some game music, yeah.
I understand you are the
Really? She's a what now? Excuse me?
Take 2, Electric Boogaloo. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! A judicial assistant and a woman, no less.
Okay.
We got racism and sexism. Let's go.
Jesus.
The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law or other. Whoa.
Hey.
That females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
Shelby, you're gonna have to leave.
Fuck you.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency.
The judge just wants a nap, bro.
I am most grateful. I am most grateful.
Oh no, I gotta stop eating now.
Who exactly are you?
I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, accept this from Maya Fey's great-great-great-grandmother.
Oh my god, what if it is? Oh no. What is it? A report about something? Written in English?
Oh no, please no.
It's Giselle Brett's research.
Oh wait, she was into biology, right?
Oh. I'm about to have to read some big words, boy.
The English woman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Oh, good job.
Oh yes, that's right. Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. I just arrived, dumbass.
Bro, it's like 1850s wooden walls. You can hear everything. What do you mean?
Not
Oh,
over
God.
my wooden shoes.
Clomp, clomp, clomp. Oh god, they are related. No killing the prosecutor. Oh no, of course not.
Special characteristics of errr and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Rare? What's that? I've never heard that word before.
Neither have I.
Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
Bruh.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover.
Oh boy.
Shelby, why is your character an incel, bro?
If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
A female?
Oh, what, Wayman?
This is wonderful. Thank you.
Oh god, puppies are going nuts. I'm not gonna read my lines.
Gazelle's report has been entered into the court record. Goodbye then, and good luck. I'll make sure that Algie is never late again.
Some poor person does it.
You have had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer.
What?
Muted ellipses. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
Yeah. The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. Sorry, Seth's away. This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Suddenly, softer voiced Kasuma.
I think I'm good now.
Okay.
Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
Ellipses. That look. That friggin' look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. The unending amount of sweat coming down his brow. Well,
Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti. Miss Brett?
No. There we go.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, Your Excellency.
You wouldn't mind. Perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
Fucking dogs.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have. Well, no, let's go.
Forgive
Yeah.
me, Miss Brett.
Nah,
It
it
seems
was-
I wasn't clear. I realize this was phrased as a question. However,
Yeah, nah, that was one of those auto advance boys.
Yeah.
all good. I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, racist lady. So, counsel. What is the new evidence that demands the court's attention?
Oh, should be the report we just got. You okay? Did you get the poison consumption too? Have you been mucking around in Miyazaki-san's swamps again and you've caught the poison?
Yes!
There's an Elden Ring joke for everybody. Miss Giselle Brett, we understand that you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps into a deadly poison?
Murder.
What?
Oh, hey kids, Kermit the Frog here. I just would like to let everybody know that as a Muppet, I am above the law and I can commit murder. Thank you. This has been Kermit from the Muppets.
Kermit the Frog.
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel?
A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You're probably saying it wrong, too. You wouldn't have done. What? You wouldn't have. That sounds bad.
What do you mean?
That boy needs therapy.
No, boy, right. I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before what?
Before 4-4.
For one, that's a brain.
I'd like to buy a comma, please.
Yeah, I would also like to buy a comma, even if it's an Oxford one.
Screw it, I read it. King Kai, it doesn't exist in our country.
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why?
I'm gonna have to look that up, make sure we're saying it right.
So she could commit murder.
Kermit.
Curare is the name given to a highly. Curare is the name given to various highly toxic.
Curare.
Urari.
Kind of like Kind of like Ferrari.
Okay. Oh, it's an acetylcholine receptor. I can say nicotinic acetylcholine receptor, but I can't read various. Oh. Curare is the name given to various highly toxic substances caused by certain indigenous tribes in South America to poison their hunting area. It is also the name given to the plants that produce the toxic substances. As I stated previously, it is a nicotinic acetylcholine. It reversely inhibits the nicotinic acetylcholine receptor, which is the subtype of the acetylcholine receptor found in neuromuscular junction.
That's wonderful. We're not getting any further on this case.
Condor, if you don't get out of there, I'm gonna.
People.
Did you get your son?
Protocols relative. Okay.
Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What?
Your neighbors love you.
Order, order, order!
Order.
Council, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America, almost in Africa, as a poison to lace their arrows.
Oh, damn.
It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
Just grab a frog and rub its ass on an arrow. That's how it works. The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. It was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. Cosmo, when did you have time to read this book? It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Meh. Objection!
Meh. Trumpery. These aspirations are utterly trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and other diners would have surely noted.
Ah, it's an acetylcholine, dude.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either.
Oh no.
Oh no.
According
to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
It's like Imagination Land, where you burp where you fart and you fart where you burp.
Upside down. The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, Council.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all.
How terrible.
Good heavens! Obviously, if the man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a cheer under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
Full explanation is extremely unpleasant. Poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Neuromuscular junctions.
Respiration. Oh, shit.
Respiration?
I'll try and get through this before they go nuts. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hilarious. Hideous.
Okay.
You can't spell slaughter without laughter, kids.
Jesus.
Both.
Thanks, Mr. J.
Well, I'll let you all know if I don't stream tomorrow.
Capcom.
Capcom.
Oopsies.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
King Kaya, you're recording this.
Sorry.
And you're suggesting that this bottle, Council, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense.
It's called different cultures.
If I may.
All these facts.
Shut up! Oh my god. You little wretch. It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them? I'm appalled. What a loathsome act.
Well, Miss Brett, feeling is mutual. Somebody's gonna think we're two different people.
Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
They're not
What?
playing fair.
What? What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that little bottle for a moment, please?
Well, yes, I don't see why not.
Sir, that's a cat, not a bottle.
It's both.
Oh, I heard something.
Stop it.
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Oh, God.
Whoa. Okay. Wow.
Content warning. British.
Bye, Sarah.
Sorry?
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy.
Wait, England's an island and it's smaller than Japan. Okay.
Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics is laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. It's time to stop.
Where are your parents?
Oh no.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Not about size. Yeah, okay. Wait, what are you doing? Ew, drinking flat carbonated water?
Add a little bit of vodka.
Just a splash of vodka.
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this little shabby affair.
Huh?
Ellipses.
Rabble, rabble, rabble. No rabble.
Yep.
All quiet.
Yes.
Just a lot of.
Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned.
I'm stunned to leave it on a cliffhanger. Let's go!
My God.
All right, y'all. That has been part 3 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicle. Oof, good job tonight, y'all. Yeah, it's 12:30. We gotta boogity bounce. I still got a bunch of stuff to do.
I think all of our voices are a little rough after that one.
Yeah, it was a little rough. But hey, good work. Shout outs to Capcom for having us if y'all wanna. Okay, bye. Oh no, I closed my game feed. Anyway, if y'all want to say goodbye, feel free to talk yourselves out.
Excuse me, I'm watching Rocks right now. I'm busy. Plus, I think I said enough with that last line from Brett.
I'd just like to say that I really hate the British after this. Thank you very much.
Content warning.
No, shall be cut out, but content warning. British.
Pretty. All right, y'all. We outie. We'll be back tomorrow. Capcom Tuesday. Some DMC. Devil May Cry any percent. The Monster Hunter Rise. Maybe I'll sneak in some AMG. But for me, calling it a night. Y'all take care. Wait, that's not. Anyway, I got kicked from my own voice channel. Anyway, if you hung around, feel free to join us tomorrow. Hop in Discord, play some Monster Hunter with us. It's a good time, I promise. Oh, here, I'll take my mask off finally, now that we've done all of that before. But yeah, there's the Discord. Feel free to check out the YouTube to catch up on what you potentially previously made. And if you like the Bird app, follow us on it. I generally post all sorts of clips and cool, interesting information pretty much all day. If you want to support our stream sponsors, definitely check out Grinding Coffee Co. and our friends over at nerdtees.ca. Get yourself some discounted goodies over there. And definitely feel free to support our friends over at Capcom. Once again, offering some incredible games to us in order to make some awesome content. If you haven't already, feel free to check out the merch store. If you're subbed, you get a discount on that. And there's a thrown wish list to hook up the stream with some goodies. Trade them in for some cooking votes and extra stream recognition. In any other cases, I'll call it for tonight and we'll find someone to raid. Thank you so much for the love, the support, all the extra just fucking gift subs, just follows, everything. I super appreciate it. Y'all are so terrific. We will see you all tomorrow.